was not meant to happen. This could not happen. This is happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coach's Son episode 2. If you heard episode 1, you have been a part of history. So welcome back to all our return viewers. It's great to have you back. I hope you enjoyed episode 1. And please keep the feedback coming, because at the end of the day, we're here for you. So you let us know what you want to hear and let us know what you don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear these other 3 blokes. I'll introduce them in a second. But mate, what a journey it's been so far. A lot of good feedback. So we just want to thank you all for the support. Now, he's ready. We've got Stephen in the top right-hand corner, who looks like Ben Davies in his nice Tottenham jersey. We've got in the bottom right, we've got James, Mr. Oliver Skip himself, and Adam with his retro Emil Heskey shirt. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
He plays a bit like Emil Heskey too, I reckon.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me again.
I reckon he looks like him a little bit. Stephen, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Can't complain. Episode 2. We're back again. They've got no choice, so they have to listen to us now. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere, are we?
How did you go on the streets? Were you recognised on the streets? Any autographs this week, Stephen?
It was a bit hard, man. I had to stay indoors a bit, but you know what? It is what it is.
Very
it's
nice.
Part of being famous.
That's it. Adam, Emil Heskey, how did you go, mate? Any signatures on the street? How was it? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, look, my grandmother and my auntie were quite impressed. I think my brother put it on YouTube on the TV for them, and they actually thought it was like Channel 9 or something like that. So I'm just sticking with that. So we're just going to go with that. So no pressure now, huh?
Nice, mate. Nice.
Yeah.
I put it on for my mother, and she had no idea what we were talking about. So that's a good start. James, mate, it's good to have you back. Oh. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, guys, with James. His mic is currently not working. So I don't know if we should move on. This is what happens when you run live. We're that big. We have to do things live around here. He's still on mute. He still thinks we can hear him. No one can hear him. Adam, you got a sound effect for this bloke? Surely you can give us something. What do you got?
I do, honestly. James, this just sums up.
Yeah, what do you got for it?
That's garbage.
Hey, I was expecting better, Adam, but that's all right. We'll take it. Stephen, do you want to jump straight into... should we do a quick recap? I wanted to... Sorry, Stephen. I know I asked you the question, but I just wanted to get one negative thing out of the way because our show is so positive.
Yep.
I just wanted to put it forward. I saw some scenes this morning. We had a team down in Lyon this morning. Paulio was down broadcasting the Lyon versus Marseille game. And some ugly scenes there with the team bus coming in. Ugly scenes. Did you see that, Stephen?
No, mate. Move on. Next topic.
Oh, yeah. Moving on, are we? Yeah. Okay. Adam, did you see it, mate?
I did. It's a bit sad what it's all coming to, isn't it, at the moment? So I think obviously Leon's not doing too great, and they've just obviously brought in Fabio Grosso, and it looks like it's not getting any better for him at all. So I think it's some stones or some rocks were thrown through the bus on the way to the game, and obviously he got hit, and then they actually called off the game. So
ugly scenes, man. Ugly scenes.
It's not great.
Not good for football in general. But look, I just wanted to get that those ugly scenes out of the way.
Talk about ugly. Sorry to interrupt. While waiting for Bullfed as well. Since we're such a no, mate, we can't hear.
Hey, we can hear a lot of muffles. We can hear a lot of muffles, James. So until you fix it, do you mind?
I was going to start singing.
Oh, we've got him. He's back.
I didn't even do anything. Snippet. Hey, I want an introduction now too. Did I please introduce me again?
We're going back. Rewind. James.
Rewind.
The man who looks like Oliver Skip. Welcome. How has your week been?
Mate, it has been fantastic. I can tell you now, judging from all the stats of our listeners and viewers, we have gone global. So I want to tell I want to say something to all of our global viewers and listeners. I want to say a hello, a g'day, yasas, ciao, hola, and a hi moi ha.
Well, there you have it.
Bingo!
If you understood any other language apart from hey and g'day,
This isn't the pod for you.
this and that's episode 2. Thank you for listening.
Oh, this has been great. So what are we talking about?
we love
Football.
it.
We're talking about the Leon bus. Rocks
Yeah.
getting thrown. Bravo.
Thoughts
Good
on that?
arms.
I thought it was pretty ugly scenes and bad for football, James. Did you have a different view on that?
It was wild, but in a negative way. Did you see the state of the coach afterwards? All wrapped up, bandaged. Saw the state of the bus too. Went straight through the window. They need riot protection buses.
They did a good job, eh?
Hey,
Unreal job.
You got to do it. Do it properly.
Look, yeah, again, a passion. We love passion on this pod, right? More passion.
We do like a bit of passion.
But yeah, a bit ugly, a bit too much. You know, you got to have a bit of respect for the other team. You know, we all have rivals, but you know, that's just they crossed the line, and I think it's very uncalled for. But look, moving on. Let's jump straight into it, guys. Who's going? Whose turn is it? Stephen, hands up.
Yeah,
Go for it, mate.
Just a comment before. We are a family pod, and obviously Adam had his grandmother and his mother listen. I had my parents listen. I did have a bit of a potty mouth on the first episode, so I just wanted to apologise for my passion on there. But if you don't like it, again, this ain't the pod for you.
Oh, and just when I thought, his apology was sincere. Yeah,
Hey,
so if you're listening,
Steve.
sorry for all the swearing, but get fucked is pretty much the message. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, bravo.
I've lost James again.
Oh, James, we're having some technical difficulties. We're
Lost
going to
you
have to
again.
cut this.
For everyone listening, James is actually on a trial run, so if it doesn't work in the next couple of minutes, he's actually off next week. So we've got applications going out for anyone else who wants to join.
Free in your head, Adam.
All right, guys, so we're back. We actually had an exciting weekend of games, starting off at Spurs versus Crystal Palace. So they say, apparently, no Kane, no problem. What do we think, Stephen and James, as you guys are supporters? Stephen, what do you think? Are you guys happy with the current situation with Ange Ball at the moment? It's pretty exciting.
I've got to be happy with the football. Happy with the results. Still undefeated. Can't complain. First half was a bit scrappy. If you watched it, not a lot happening for both sides. But got the job done at the end of the day, so can't complain.
Pretty good. I actually did see a stat which is pretty crazy to me. Very dominant in possession, but you guys failed to record a shot on target in the first half this year in the Prem, which is pretty wild. But managed to come back in the second half. Tell me about it, James.
It's gonna say clip it. Just clip it. Just clip it. But yeah, look, I think Palace away is a tough place to go. They obviously wanted to bounce back after their disappointing defeat away to Newcastle. And it was always going to be tough, with the home fans there at Palace. They do bring a good atmosphere, to be honest with you. But I think those kinds of games, Spurs in the past typically will drop points. Or I think will rely on a Harry Kane specialty goal. So the fact that, yes, we went away with 3 points and we were playing some good football, like we typically do, can it be better? Obviously, it can always be better. But the fact that we came away from 3 points at a challenging away game is great to see.
Yeah. I think also there was that controversial handball at the end too. It would have been a nice clean sheet.
I mean, what
Michael Jordan,
can we get? I mean, the rule is for attackers that are scored off a handball, there's no tolerance. If it hits your hand, regardless if it benefits you or not, regardless if it's accidental or not, the rule is different to the defenders, right? The rule is it's no goal, right? I don't understand how they can allow it. It's clearly hit the guy's hand. It's clearly his hand. Again, great finish, but they shouldn't have even got to a finish because it was a clear handball. What are they watching?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they looking at? What's the point? I mean, I know I want to bring up a couple different things regarding VAR in a couple different games later, but again, I'm going to keep on mentioning it's like if they're not going to get it right, if you're using video technology to watch things on repeat, you have to get the decision right. There is no excuses. Otherwise, let it go to the referee. He can make a decision on what he sees, what he feels, what he smells, whatever it may be. And you know what? If he makes a mistake, people can live with it. It gives people like us something to talk about. Unfortunately, we talk about VAR making a wrong decision.
Yeah, I think people can live with human error, right? But you can't live with with watching something back multiple times and still coming out with the wrong decision. It doesn't make sense for the game. It doesn't make sense to anyone. It's bizarre. I feel you for sure.
It's definitely just been inconsistent over the last couple of weeks and very controversial. But it's almost like you've put so much money into it now. It's just not going anywhere. I think it's here to stay. But there's pros and cons to it. But at the moment, there's a lot of negative light shown on it. But yeah, good win for Spurs anyway.
Yeah.
Quickly heading over to Chelsea, Stamford Bridge with Brentford, which was another result that I don't think anyone expected. But
That was.
what do you think, Pete?
Look, Chelsea 17 shots, Brentford 7. I mean, this is football, right? I think Chelsea had 69 possession. Brentford had 31%. So look, it's funny, man. This is why we love this sport, right? But some poor defending, may I add, by Chelsea. But again, Brentford. We spoke about them last week and said how consistent they were, which was their first win in 4 last week, and now that's, I guess if we change the stat a bit and say that's 2 in 2, man, 3 points away at Stamford Bridge, not an easy place to play and get any points. If you get a draw at Stamford Bridge, you'll take it, no matter who you are in the Premier League. So, man, credit to Brentford. They grinded and they played well.
I think we're the Brentford pod. I think they're gonna love us after this. But yeah, touching on the defending, I mean, look at the Brentford first goal. Number one, have a look at Sterling, right? He's just standing there watching, allowing a 2-on-1 against Kukurea down the wing, and then again, back right post, specifically, they concede a goal. Reece James needs to get fit, and he needs to get fit fast because that is a problem area for them.
Yeah.
And Buemo too, I think he's just been a standout at the moment. He's just on fire. Can't really stop him.
Yeah.
But
it's a little bit unfortunate, I feel, for Chelsea. Like, I mean, again, like you look at these stats and they had 730 passes. Brentford had 333 and they won 2-0. I mean, like we spoke about Chelsea in depth last week about how they're a very young team. I think Stephen touched base last week how the quality is there, but they're just a bit young and they have a lot of growing to do. But yeah,
can I make a comment? What
Brentford,
do you care about passes, mate?
Well,
what would you care about passes? Let's be honest. If you're getting a long ball and you're up front and you're through 1-on-1 with the keeper, one pass, you're happy, aren't you?
No, I'm just trying to.
You specifically.
Correct, but I'm just trying to explain the story that tells, right? You have 750 passes compared to the other team who had 300. You kept the ball. You moved the ball around. You had most of possession. You fucking pretty much dominated the game.
Possession for the sake of having possession.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. Brentford hardly had the ball, but won 2-0.
Just for you viewers as well, just so you guys know, the conversation here with James and Peter, just a bit of backstory. They're both actual attackers on our weekend team, so you can tell you're hearing from a couple of strikers at the moment, that's for sure.
Well, look, put it this way. I'm Mbuemo, and you've got over there, I don't know, who would we go with, guys? Emil Heskey.
We've already agreed. It's a combination of Kane and Haaland right here.
Yeah. Minus 491 goals.
Doesn't matter. Still got a couple.
Brentford.
Let's move on.
Lads. I don't blame Chelsea for losing. Number one, last week we talked about Brentford and how good they are. So obviously they're going to go on a run of form because, as you touched on, we are the Brentford pod. Neil Maupay, what a gun. But what a stupid, ridiculous goal for Chelsea's behalf. On Chelsea's behalf, what Sanchez is that the keeper's name?
Yeah,
he had to run from the 6-yard box and still nearly caught Maupay. right?
Honestly,
Where the hell was the rest of the Chelsea team?
I know. I was just
Yeah,
about
they
to
were
say,
running the whole game. They were running the whole game.
Hey, he was
The
quick,
keeper was
eh?
standing there all game and done nothing. They go, yeah,
Yeah.
mate, you go back. That's your job.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
quick, eh?
If you're sending your keeper up, you think that at least one defender's going to stay back and help you out.
Honestly, he ran past about 4 Chelsea players, and I was just standing there like, nah, that's it. Let's forget about it. We've taken the loss.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
have you
good
seen
3
Chelsea's
points for
next?
Brentford.
Have
Good
you
3
seen
points for
Chelsea's next
Brentford.
5 fixtures too? They're big.
What have
They're
they got,
big.
Stephen? What's
Spurs?
Chelsea's next 5?
Spurs, City, Newcastle, Brighton,
Oof.
and
Oof.
United.
Ooh.
I'll be
For
fighting
United,
Yeah,
relegations.
United.
Yeah,
United.
I know
Just won 3
United's
points for
rubbish,
United.
but
Well, let's transition over to United. There was the Manchester derby. What did you
Big
think,
game.
Adam?
Probably the biggest game of the weekend, I'd say. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was very exciting, but as soon as honestly, it was at Old Trafford as well, and even just watching them walk out onto the pitch, man, City just had this different energy locked in. You look, United's obviously been in the limelight a little bit with negative scenes at the moment, but City, with teams coming back as they are, they're super dominant. Like I think for the whole even 90 minutes, tracking back, their like transition in play is just incredible. I think like Stone's moving into that midfield role now with Rodri, and then even Guardiola left back going into the midfield too. Pep is just like taking the game to another level, and I like teams just can't, they just don't know what's going to be happening. And then another standout
yeah.
I thought was Bernardo Silva. Mate, very underrated, that guy. He's incredible. I don't think he lost the ball once in play the whole match. So
I tell you, I think the individual quality really shone there for the Haaland's second goal. The build-up out from the back through the middle of the park, I don't think the ball touched the ground. It was like FIFA Street style, but it didn't phase them.
yeah,
Can
They were playing one touch, and
Can
that's just
I,
the individual quality that they got.
Yeah, I agree. But can
Individual brilliance, as some might say.
I agree. But can I upset you for a second?
Okay.
Like, sorry, but we know who Haaland is, right? Arguably, best striker in the Premier League? Like, typically speaking, centre forward, right? In the Premier League right now, who's the best centre forward
Richarlison.
In the league.
in the league? Right? For me, it's Haaland, right? The goals, the stats, whatever. We can argue about this later. But back post, ball's floating in the air. Coffee.
Yeah.
Hold on. The ball's still
Alright.
floating. Give him time. The ball's still coming. He's looking at it. Fucking 2-meter man just looking at the ball. All right, you know what? I might put this one in now. Bang, free header. Like, are you joking?
What do you want him to do? Miss?
No, good on him. Great goal. But United's disgusting.
Hey, but
They are disgusting.
that was
All
also
three
his
goals.
They're
second.
rubbish.
That was also that second opportunity for have that same scenario. In the first half, Anana put up a massive save for the header.
Yeah,
and
he did.
right
He
in the
did,
thing.
point
Yeah,
blank.
it's ridiculous.
100%. And
I think
that's
he
what
should
I mean.
have scored. I think he should have scored.
Without a doubt, any
100%.
striker does that.
He should have scored. I done a big save, to get me wrong, but he's headed the ball straight to the middle of the goal. I mean,
Without a doubt. I
even
think any
Peter
team
Dinos doesn't do that.
Hey, don't get personal, mate. You know,
Same
I'm
Goals
saying
do.
you would have scored, is all I'm saying.
100%. And I just
but-
think, as good as City were, I think United were just bad. I think they were really bad.
Oh,
And
yeah, they
speaking
didn't
of
want
bad, and I want to bring it back up again, VAR, for the penalty, right? Referee on field gives no penalty, right? They then play for 2 minutes. 2 minutes they're playing before the referee stops the game. That means VAR is checking on a loop if it's a penalty. Now, that doesn't scream to me clear and obvious error. If you've got to check it for 2 minutes on a loop, it is not clear and obvious. Why do they go back and give it a penalty?
Agreed.
I thought it was quite soft, to be fair, as well.
Yeah.
I think Maguire, in the second half, it was about the 58th minute, absolutely grabs Haaland and nearly drags him to the ground, which was even worse than the penalty. That wasn't given or looked at, and that one was worse. But the one for the penalty I thought was soft, wasn't a clear and obvious error, and it shouldn't have gone. VAR should have stepped in.
I can see Stephen. I feel like he's going to agree with me here because I can see him nodding his head. So we're going to go to Stephen in a second. But can I just say, James, I'm going to upset you again, right? I know what you're saying. And like, if that was a penalty, then we have about 45 penalties a game, right? Every corner's the same. Every corner, set piece, they all defend
It's
the
not
same.
a pen.
But you know that we're at a stage where you do that, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's he doing? He wasn't even going to get there. Why hold him? Why pull him back? You
Not the
know,
point.
I
I'm
get
talking
it.
about VAR. If they're looking at it for 2 minutes straight on a replay, it is not a clear and obvious error. Why are you going back to the penalty? And I think Stephen was going to agree with me. Stephen?
Yeah, I do. If it's taking you that long to decide, you have to go with the on-field decision. If he's given a penalty on field, then
Yeah.
I would have been happy for them to leave it as a penalty and not overturn it.
And
On-field
yeah.
decision for me, yeah. So same with Maguire, it's consistency. Like if you're going to give one, I feel like you have to give the other. I feel like Maguire's was worse as well. He was holding him for like 5 minutes.
Finally, someone talking some sense in this pod.
Hey,
Yeah.
getting personal again. That's strike 2 for you,
strike-
mate. Strike 2 for you. Listen, I agree with what you're saying, but I just look at it from the other way as well and just think, as a player, that don't give him a decision to look at. Yeah, they look at it for 2 minutes. Idiots, I get it, right? But don't give him anything to look at. He's not going to get there. What are you pulling him back for?
Yeah, look, if that's Putney Rangers at Bremner, you're doing that all day. 100% you're grabbing him.
Yeah,
The ref's not going to see it.
100%.
Yeah.
Mate, at Bremner, the guy's coming, fucking give him one, look around, no problem.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I think
mate.
United just didn't have a game plan. I think when City took over, it was just that was it. They wrapped it up at the end of that second half. When the second goal went in, it was it.
Yeah.
If you want to touch on those 2 goals again, and it was great. Second goal, great build-up play, tiki-taka, whatever you want to call it. Jack Grealish gets the ball inside United's box. He's one-on-one with Bruno Fernandes, who can't defend. No one's going over there to help him. I think it's Bernardo Silva. Walks around Grealish for an overlap. Easy clip to the back post. Like, there's no urgency in that team.
Yeah.
They're not playing as a team. And
at
same with the third goal. Rodri has a strike. No one reacts except Haaland.
Yeah.
No one reacts.
Yeah.
No one around him.
Yeah.
And he could have taken it for a hat-trick,
100%.
really.
Yeah, unselfish.
Very unselfish, squared it across the Foden. But look, in the end, dominant performance by City. I think, yeah, man.
I think,
it's
hard to say.
just very, very dominant, world class, really. Team to beat again, but man,
RIP, Sir Bobby.
yeah. Fuck,
Come on.
not happy
Come on,
about that one for
Liverpool
sure. But speaking of,
Tony in his grave.
yeah, he wouldn't be happy about it, would he? But look, while we're touching base on dominant, I just quickly want to shift our attention to Arsenal. 5-0 win. Sheffield United, I know they were playing at home. Nketiah with a hat-trick. I mean, again, very dominant. Again, Arsenal's looking pretty good this season. Did anyone catch that game, knowing we have a footballing pod? Adam, did you watch that one?
Yeah, I did. I did watch a bit of that game. I think Nketiah doing that, Jesus getting injured, he took advantage of that spot. Jesus will be coming back and will probably start in position. And for him to come back and score 3 like that, I mean, the third goal especially was a beautiful goal. But it's just one of those things too of comparing it to how versing another team, Sheffield at the moment, man, it's like 9 losses from 10 games. It's almost hard to say, do you give the guys a chance? But you're sort of only giving them a bit of a shot at this bottom half of the table. But look, it was impressive by Arsenal too. Tomiyasu also scoring his first goal on 50 appearances too. So, I mean, I think most people would have seen that result coming.
Yeah, look, it definitely wasn't a complete shock at home, and look, to be honest, last season they were impressive. Arsenal was impressive last season, and I think, man, I think they're going to be up there again. As much as it pains me to say it, I think they will definitely be up there, and they'll be pushing the whole way. Which, look, it's good to see them back, I guess, from a neutral perspective.
Good to see them back.
Hey, Jack.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
I thought, you know what? I'll let this guy have a chat. I'll let him say something. I'll mute myself for a bit. And it came with nonsense. I wanted to go back and touch on the hat trick as well. I mean, I think having Jesus out, he needs to step up because they're going to try and look for somebody in the January transfer window, and I think he's trying to make his mark to say, listen, there's no need to get somebody else. I'm here. But no, definitely not good to have them in and around the top of the table. I mean, who's going to want that? It gives us a bit of competition, though. I mean, who's the rest of our competition?
Not really.
Liverpool.
But I think going back to that, these top 4 teams need to take advantage of games like that when you're versing the bottom half of the league. And that's what's going to keep them up there anyway.
And I think Eddie Nketiah, every time he does play, he does get on the score sheet pretty often.
Yeah.
Is the Arsenal's future number 9? Who knows? I'm not too sure. But he's getting tips off one of the best strikers in the game, Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
We'll put it this way, mate.
What?
If he grows some dreadlocks, he could go to Chelsea. So you never know.
That's all he needs. But who wants to go there?
Oh yeah.
Who's going to go
Young
there? But hey, there's one player I want to bring up, if you don't mind, Adam, just one player in one of the other games. I wanted to quickly mention. Not one of the bigger games. Philip Billing. I'm going to ask you guys, is he a big player?
End of month, better do your billing.
Hey.
He's got big ears.
Big player.
Is he a big player? I mean, to be fair, he was obviously scored a decent goal at the end there, right?
Great business.
He's cutting out balls left, right, and centre. He's driving forward with the ball as well, creating overloads in the midfield, attacking. I mean, I think he's not. I think he's not bad. He's a coach's son. Inside scoop. We like finding those players that might not take the limelight all the time.
Yeah.
That might be one of those ones where he could be good, could be all right. Philip Billing.
Yeah. Look,
Keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on him. He's 27. I mean,
he plays for Bournemouth. I'm not saying he's Mo Salah. You got to watch him every week because he scores lucky goals. And I'm sure we'll touch on that again.
Yeah.
Like he did again this weekend, right? But I'm saying, who's gonna sit there and watch Bournemouth Burnley? At a 1 a.m. I was 1:30 a.m. on a Saturday night. You know who? The coach's son will.
The coach's
right?
son will.
We will. So we can report on these players who don't get much airtime and say, listen, Billy's got something about him, I reckon. Is he worthy of being in a fantasy team? I reckon he could be a cheap option in the fantasy team.
Yeah. If he was English, he'd be worth double. But he's Danish. So look, he's all right. I mean, he's good.
It would be good to see him at maybe a mid-table club. Nothing higher than that. Obviously away from the bottom 3. I think he's good enough to be playing at a high level. If they do go down Bournemouth, someone will snap him up for sure.
I think
another coach's son, exclusive.
Is that a bold prediction,
Another
Stephen?
one. Last week we had Neto. This week we have Philip Billing. Who's next?
This is the podcast for the people.
Inside scoops,
Scoops. We do the work. We do the work so you guys don't have to.
That's it, guys. That's unreal.
Can I just say, another person that I think might be coming into my fantasy team, I want to switch over to Wolves Newcastle, which was another big fixture.
Here we go. Hit us with it, Adam. I'm excited.
I've been practicing his name all day. It's Hwang Hee-chan from Wolves.
Don't you mean the Korean guy, as Pep would call him?
This guy's form at the moment, 6 goals and 3 assists for Wolves, is very impressive. And I don't know if you saw, look, he did give away the penalty in the game, but his goal, the second goal for Wolves, was incredible. The cutback, but I think he sent Burns. He got grass burn for he slid before he could reach the goal.
Mr. Burns,
he's still
beautiful.
He's still sliding.
He's still sliding, apparently.
Yeah, Mr. Burns.
It was a great finish.
He's calling for Smithers.
It was a really impressive finish, and I think Wolves stepped up again. And look, we spoke about him last week, but Neto unfortunately went off, stretched it off, hamstring injury. So we'll need to see how they go with that. It's a big loss for them if it's serious.
So don't put Billing in your team. He's going to do a hamstring next weekend. Hopefully, knock on wood. Hopefully, he doesn't. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at Newcastle. I thought Trippier was very poor defensively. The goal at the corner was a perfect example for it. But during the game, he was poor defensively. But now you've got Tonali, bet with mates with Ivan Toney.
Oh, how about that?
So
banned from football for how long, James?
10 months. But listen, Tony, tips, not slips, fellas. Send them over. Tell us what you got, because if those guys need money, they're obviously making some big money on their bets.
100%.
Let us know.
While we're on that topic, quick shout out Tony and Tonali. We need some sponsors, mate. So if you are looking to take a bet on anyone,
Oh, I like it.
Ooh,
I
I'd love to have a
like
bet
it.
on how big this pod is going to be.
Yeah.
Is
got
that
the
a
odds up for
bold
that.
prediction?
that's unreal.
Big double T. We got Tony and Tonali. Tough times with Tony and Tonali, huh? 10 months. 10 months.
Hey, that's
but
got to
then-
be. Sorry, Adam. That's got to be a segment on the show. Tough
Oh,
times with
100%.
Tonali and Tony.
Double T.
Triple T. Triple
But yeah,
threat,
look,
mate.
but you think to yourself, yes, look, it's very serious, and it's obviously it's an issue, gambling addiction and everything. It's almost you think that these guys are getting so much money, there's too much. Like they find the need to spend it on these things, and I don't know. It's almost
Too
hard
much
to
time
say.
on their
And I
hands.
mean,
They need a
yeah,
job.
and yeah, they seem to be turning to this, but it's obviously something that was going on for a long time prior. But it's I think what's 10 months football ban, and then he's also got another 8 months of treatment or something after that too. So
Do you
he's going to
reckon
be
they'll
off
win,
for a
though?
little while, mate.
Do you reckon they'll get it up on the punt? Surely.
Mm.
If they
What were they
weren't,
betting on?
I reckon... Oh,
It was
The
a big,
horses.
big scandal in the Italian. Well, there was some, yeah, it might have been something on another sport or something or there was pictures of him at a casino or something in Italy or something like that. I don't know what it actually went
I
into.
don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think there were games that actually he was playing in.
Probably.
Again, he was,
When he was
betting
at
on.
Milan.
But
Yeah.
tell you what, again, if they're earning that much money, they must be putting down some big bets. Some big
yeah.
bets.
Well, yeah, there was that massive thing of Tony's interview that, man, he was doing his weekly wage on bets and then he just knew that it was coming in the next week. So he felt fine about it. It was going back into his pocket. But that's insane, mate. That is insane money. Insane money.
Bravo. Good on you.
But anyway, it's
feed
on a
the
negative
kids.
note. Yeah.
Feed the family.
Yeah,
Someone's gotta
let's move on from that because a bit of a negative note. A couple more games too. Everton managed to get up on West Ham. I don't think anyone saw this come in, but Big Sean Dyche game plan managed to work out. Calvert-Lewin, rubbish game last week against Liverpool, managed to step up this time for West Ham. Steve, did you see the game on that?
yeah, I saw a bit of it. I do think if he stays fit, he can really lead the line and lead it well for Everton. It wasn't too much of a shock, I don't think. West Ham played midweek. I know they probably wouldn't want to use it as an excuse, but West Ham are not big, so they will use it as an excuse. Yeah, 1-0. I'm happy with the result. What do you guys think?
Oh, I think it's amazing
Yeah,
for Everton.
Yeah, big result for Everton. I mean, you want to be beating the teams that are going to be down the bottom with you, right? You want to be taking points off them, especially away from home. West Ham relegation battlers, you reckon maybe this year?
I think so.
I mean,
Well, see, they keep
Adam
getting
thinks
little
Jared
wins.
Bowen's going to be the saviour.
When we spoke about it on week one, I said that I thought Hammers were going to be in the bottom four this year, but they're doing all right at the moment. But if they keep getting these silly losses, then I think it's not looking good for
Their
them.
own fans were booing him at the end of the game. Who
Yeah.
do they think they are?
You got no
Who
funds.
do they think they are?
Send him
Yeah.
to the French. Send him to the French league to throw some stones at the bus.
Hey, at the stadium, you're not going to reach the middle of the pitch from the stadium. They're so far away. You've got the athletics track around the outside. You got a good arm to make it.
100%.
But yeah, look, Pickford, I think, had a couple of top saves in the last 20 minutes. West Ham were obviously pressing, but at that point it was probably a bit too late. But yeah, look, not too exciting, but yeah, good win for Everton anyway.
Yeah.
I think
look,
we move on to Luton, Aston Villa. Or
The
Luton.
Luton.
Oh,
The
The Luton. I mean, talk about the goal Luton scored. Can you say they scored it? Can you say it was their goal?
Well, I mean, let's start with their goal last because that'll bring us into the coach's son segment. Let me tell you. So, start with the other goals first.
I want to start with Ollie Watkins and how he broke my heart in fantasy. Made a few changes in there. I think a lot
Yep.
of people would have captained him like I did. And yeah, never again. Never again. He's let me down quite a few times this
Never
year.
again. That's a
yeah,
good call.
honestly,
Of
he
course.
missed a lot of chances. He missed a lot of chances. What did
The
he
middle
do?
part
did.
is-
What did he do?
last couple of games where he's actually been scoring, of course. I'll take him out of my team. He's not going to score again. Bring him in for Luton.
Man.
Luton.
The
Us
Luton.
Blank.
Aston
Yeah.
Villa, man, have been very consistent. Last 5, they've got 4 wins and a draw. I've been pretty impressed with them this season. Ollie Watkins, obviously against Luton, didn't do much, but generally speaking, I think he's good for them. I really do. I think he leads that line strong up top. I think Aston Villa. I see them. Look, I don't see them in the top 4. I don't see them even 5th, but they'll be up and amongst there. I reckon 6, 7, 8 max. I think, but yeah, man, they're hanging around. They're very consistent this year, and I've been very impressed with them, to be honest.
I reckon they can slip into the top 5.
You
I
reckon?
think they can slip into the top 5. Absolutely.
Keep going. as they do.
Absolutely.
You've got at the moment as it stands, you've got Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, West Ham. Now, from 1st to 9th, you've got some solid teams in there. You think Aston Villa can compete in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think Unai Emery will be able to handle the midweek fixture better than what Eddie Howe can. So I think they're going to just clip
Why?
Newcastle.
Can I ask?
I don't think Chelsea's got to. Why do you think they're going to clip Newcastle? Because I don't think Eddie
No,
Howe
I
and
said-
Newcastle will be able to handle the midweek fixture, right, of Champions League.
Got ya. Yep.
That's what I mean. And I think Unai Emery has a lot of experience in European football, can be able to rotate his squad, even though it might not be as strong as Newcastle's. I think that's up for debate. But I think he'll be smart enough to be able to manipulate the fixtures a lot better than what Eddie Howe can. And I think, obviously, you have a look at United. I don't think they're going to be anywhere close to the top 5. I don't think Chelsea's going to be anywhere close to the top 5 either. So I think it's going to be between them two. And I think Villa will get it.
Look,
Good shout.
for me, I think Brighton will probably slip into 5th. For me, personally, I think Brighton will slip into 5th. But I do believe Newcastle and Aston Villa will battle it out for 6, 7. But then you've got United in there too. And as poor as they've been, I think they always finish, around about there. Look, it's so early. Everyone is still up and down with results. It's anyone's game at the moment. It's too hard to predict.
Yeah. They might
Villa,
find their
Villa
feet.
going back to last season, they've won 12 home games in a row. And you need that consistency, especially at home. If you're winning every home game, you're putting yourself in a good position to finish close to that top 4, if not
For
in.
sure.
Yeah, it's impressive. Moving on to Brighton.
Oh, hang on. Did we touch on that? Did we touch on that own goal? Well, you
Oh,
guys
we
just
did it.
skimmed past
We
that.
did
eh?
it.
Oh, mate, I'm saving it.
We're saving it.
I'm saving it.
Save it.
It's really
We'll save it.
It takes us
Because
into the
don't
last
forget-
segment of the Coach's Son, and I'm
Well,
saving it.
Don't forget, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen who are obviously listening all the way around the world, we're going to finish up the Brighton Fulham game, give our quick review of what we think about it, but we're going to also talk about a topic as well that everyone would love to hear about. And then after that, we'll finish off with everyone's favourite segment, the Coach's Son of the Week. So let's get into the Brighton Fulham game. I mean, Ferguson stepping up. I brought him into my fantasy team hot tip for this weekend. Brighton got a good run of fixtures coming up, and I see him scoring more goals. I thought his finish was actually brilliant. I mean, the fact that he's able to get that first touch out of his feet, the ball was fighting to his feet on the edge of the box, left foot, bend it past the keeper.
Yeah, I think so too. To be honest, and for the weather conditions, mate, it was like torrential rain. It was wild. I think they did really well, and then also getting that equaliser, Paulinho was top finish for those conditions. So, but yeah, it was a bit of a messy game. Brighton looked a bit more dominant, but Fulham managed to hang on and managed to get himself a 1-1 draw. But I think we were saying before, both of those teams seem like they might be a middle of the league.
I would I'd like to see Fati start a bit more for Brighton, to be honest. He's come off the bench. He scored twice off the bench, and he was on the bench again for this game.
Yeah. It's
back on Evan Ferguson. He's really got an eye for goal. What is he, 18 years old? If you're comparing him to the other two strikers that they got there, Pedro and Welbeck couldn't hit, Cow's backside with a banjo. And Buddy, Joel Pedro, is that his name?
João
Yeah.
Pedro.
He's a bit hit and miss, isn't he?
Yeah, it started strong
He
at the beginning of the year, and then
Yeah.
just
But
faded
no,
off.
Evan Ferguson, I think he's being so young. If he obviously sticks to his craft and obviously Brighton look after him very well, he can go many places. Good football takes me many places.
Hot
Places.
What do you reckon? Is he going to
Good
stick around at
places.
Brighton?
But he'll prepare for them all. No, I don't reckon. I reckon he'll stay. He'll stay there for another season. Once he gets a few more consecutive games, I think he will start to get more in the limelight. That's probably what the Brentford owners will then start to do, is probably realise that, hey, we can't actually hold on to this guy. They'll tell
Okay,
us
Chelsea.
Deserby to play him a bit more, to put him up in the shop window. And hopefully he does keep on scoring just so he can raise his value. Every goal he scores will increase his value. Every minute he plays will increase his value. So I think over the next year or two, probably over the next 18 months, we could probably see him going to another club. I kind of hope Spurs take him. I think we need a centre forward just like him in the squad. Obviously, Sonny's doing a really good job, but I think we could definitely do with a centre forward like him.
And a bit of competition too. You can see what's going on with Newcastle there. You've got Isaac and Wilson.
Yep.
So they don't hardly play together at the same time. Whenever one comes on for the other, they're always scoring. And I think you need that if you're going to be, again, finishing up top half, top four.
Yeah,
Spurs will
absolutely.
love
good point. And moving on to the last game that we'll cover of the round, the best for last.
Ah,
that. Oh,
The
here we
Reds.
go.
yeah, good
Got it.
one.
Got it.
Good one.
No, Liverpool versus Forest at Anfield. And look, not just saying it because they're my team. I think Liverpool were very dominant. I think over the last 2 weeks too, we've held over 70% possession in both games. But Forest were actually quite strong, and they even gave a couple of hard runs to teams early on in the season. They gave Arsenal a good run too, but I don't know. Liverpool just really gave them a hard time, and they just couldn't find their feet. And again, as you mentioned before, Salah, look, Turner, that was, what do you do, man? It was just
That Turner couldn't
bad
keep his
error.
feet.
He had a top game, and then it just ended like that. It was just bad. But Elanga looked promising too. It was just one of those things, didn't have much support. Not sure how to pronounce his name. The big fella at Forest, Awani. He was on the bench, only probably came in the last 20 minutes or something. So didn't have much support. But yeah,
Who
Liverpool
started
just
in
looked
place?
pretty strong.
Oh, I want you. Who started up front?
Well, look, Liverpool was
It might have been
better.
Wood. I don't remember.
Elanga.
Yeah. Look, Liverpool was better than last week. Definitely improvements, but again,
Yeah, consistency as you go. It's we'll see.
As we go,
It looks
get better.
promising, but it was just one of those things.
And I think, Mo Salah with his good luck charm, his afro, has worked out for him again. The long ball, the miscommunication in defence, you can call it. And who happens to be there again to score the goal?
You
Red
gotta love
Rusty
it.
clown.
Big red
Rusty
food.
clown.
But
I think,
How?
talking about good lucks and good luck charms, let's bring in our first topic. Now, we want to talk about topics from now on. I think one thing that footballers sometimes take to heart is their pre-match rituals or the pre-match superstitions. I'll give you a quick story about when I played over 10 years ago. I used to play with a guy who he wanted just to be as dirty as possible, and quite literally, he wouldn't brush his teeth on a game day. Game day in the morning, would not brush his teeth because he just wanted to be dirty. That was his thing. And he told me that. He goes, I don't brush my teeth on a game day. I want to be as dirty as possible. And that means if I'm brushing my teeth, I'm cleaning myself up.
What an animal!
Fair enough.
That's I don't know what kind of animals you play with,
what was
but
he
that's
doing? What was he doing on the
you.
pitch? Was he barking?
Joking?
Was he barking at him on the pitch?
I know one bloke in this show, so that's the bar. Go on.
And I guess you just decided, you know what, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Not brush my
Hey, it was
teeth.
working out for him. He was playing well.
Look.
It was working out for him.
There was I have heard of something similar. Like I know a guy similar who would refuse to play if he didn't bring his white singlet. So and
Yeah.
his reason was A, it's bad luck, but B was mainly because the club's logo on the inside would rub on his nipple, and yeah, he couldn't have it,
Oh,
mate. No singlet, no play.
You can't be having
No
that.
way, mate.
No, you
No
can't
way.
be. You can't be distracted with the nipple rash during the game. But one thing I used to do, I think something that I used to do when I was getting older as well. When I was younger, you think you listened to your pump up songs, and you wanted to G up, and you wanted to get angry all the time, right? And when I was young, I thought that was the way. And then what I'd do is I started to lose concentration, so especially the first 5-10 minutes of the game, and I wouldn't actually think about my job. And I don't want to compare myself to Gary Lineker, right? But Gary Lineker did something similar to what I used to do, where before the game, you know, when you do the captains are doing the toss, and two teams are in there, both their halves and stuff like that. I never wanted to touch the ball, right? I didn't want to get too involved or too mentally involved in the game before the game started. I wouldn't listen to any kind of pump up music before the game. I just wanted to clear head, didn't want to think about anything, wanted to have fun. And then right before kickoff, when both the teams are knocking the ball out, I didn't want to touch the ball. I didn't want to touch it. Because I'm like, well, I've done all my training for the week. I'm ready to go. Just start the game. I just want to start the game and play the game and do my job. And Gary Lineker actually would never shoot before a game because he felt that he was wasting his goals. He wanted to save his goals for the game. So he would not shoot a goal before a match.
Can't say the same for you, mate. You weren't scoring much, but
Bit of an insight. Did I sit on mute? Probably better that way. He's still on mute. Let him
Peter,
go.
you're still on mute, Peter.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was going to say if you're an absolute animal like me and 3-time Golden Boot winner, and every shot you hit is on target, well, they're not wasted, are they? You're just trying to perfect perfection, you know, and
Perfection.
that's
Golden
perfect
Boot winner.
perfection.
Yeah.
How many penalties out of that? What's the percentage ratio?
Moving on, I'm going. Moving on, I'm going rogue here. I haven't spoken to you guys about this, but we spoke a bit earlier about going global, and there was a bit of feedback last week that I just wanted to touch base on and expand our horizons. But there was a big game we missed, and I'll quickly, and I mean just quickly, touch base on it. Was the El Clasico. I think it's too big of a game to go past. And I know you're English Premier League fanatics, all right, but just hear me out. Jude Bellingham, all right. I know he scored a tap in the last minute and he celebrated like he was King Zuzu, like looking at the heavens and, you know, all that. But his first goal, did anyone see that first goal?
Unbelievable.
What a player.
Unbelievable.
What a player. Honestly, I reckon went over to Germany thinking he's going to score 1,000 goals. No other Englishman's going to score or ever get close to him. This 20-year-old who plays in the midfield is taking all the limelight. Obviously, Kane's England captain. He's going to get limelight. But this 20-year-old, he is a machine. He is Zidane and Moussa Dembele in one. That's what he is.
I was hoping you wouldn't go too far with that, but yeah, he's been an extraordinary signing. I actually thought sometimes he signed for Madrid and it's like, it's going to go one of two ways. You know, you're either going to be unreal, you're either going to be Van Nistelrooy, or you're going to be Michael Owen. You know what I mean? You're either going to you're going to continue to be an animal, or you're just going to start to go downhill and then sign for Newcastle in a couple of years. But Jude Bellingham, he's been a phenomenal signing. Sorry, I just wanted to touch base on that. I know 100%. We've got a couple people who listen who don't who like to watch the La Liga.
No, of course.
I did watch the El Clasico too. Yeah. I did like it. I mean, seeing João Felix one-on-one with Rudiger, absolutely sending him for a donut in the first half.
Krispy Kreme.
Squared him up one-on-one beautifully, straight through his legs, and recovered the ball too was brilliant. But I mean, someone that was potentially an option or a nomination for Coach's Son of the this is typical Coach's Son behaviour, getting dragged off the pitch by your coach.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Vinicius Junior at the end giving it the big into the Barca fans. Obviously, I don't know what was said to him during the game. It doesn't matter, wasting time. And then Ancelotti, come on, mate, get off the field.
Get in the sheds. Come on, son. Come on, son.
Showers.
That's enough. Hit the showers. Go play the piano.
It's exciting. El Clasico is always an exciting
Crazy
match.
weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend of football, guys. It's been good fun.
Yeah, I'm very glad Liverpool tried to sign Moises Caicedo instead of Bellingham. It obviously worked out well. So, yeah, it worked out well for everyone.
Yeah, very good.
And we'll touch on going back to El Harry Kane, mate. Hat-trick. That game was actually pretty wild. I think it was at 50 minutes, and it was still 0-0, couple red cards, and then it finished 8-0.
How does that happen? 8 goals in one half, 3 red
Farmers
cards.
League.
Kane scores from halfway.
Oh, that was insane. In his own half too. And then going back to Billy and did the same thing, I think all of them watched the Beckham documentary and, thought, why not, huh? So,
Billing, big player. Told ya.
look, Harry Kane's still shining, but,
We knew he would.
What do you
He's
do?
just quality.
Exactly.
He's the best striker in the world. Simple as that. He's the best striker in the world.
quality.
Yeah.
He's the overall out and out, all over centre forward.
All rounder.
Are we thinking England for the Euros next year?
Early
Nah.
prediction.
Well, off the back of Kane and Bellingham.
Off the back of Kane and Bellingham, 2 of the best players in the world at the moment.
Man,
Why not?
Too much ego in that squad, boys. They just don't gel. They never have. If they didn't win it with Lampard and Gerrard and Scholes and Beckham and
That was
Michael
big
Owen,
egos then.
Yeah, I think
Massive.
That was
big
big
egos.
egos. Now, not so
They're
much.
playing a lot more like a team now than they've ever.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. I think when you
Even though they
hear
kept picking
interviews,
Henderson.
when you keep hearing interviews and stuff like that about the old team, like the Lampard and the Scholes, they said there was just too much of an individual squad. So, but even then, this one it does seem like more like a team, but they just got to stay consistent in their results and their games. That's all it is. But they got they got the stars all over the pitch. The only thing is
they do.
they worry about is their defense. They always seem to think it's a bit shaky, but I mean, it is what it is. They're the 2/3 of the pitch, they're incredible. So, what do you do? They got depth. They got depth.
They got depth.
They got a big
They
joke.
got depth.
Where? Centre back?
Tell us more about the deep depths.
A lot of depth.
Tell us more about the right back.
I'm sure quickly we're going to cut this bit out, but hey, we're going to go back to the topic because Dinos has just gone, nah, fuck the topic. We're going to go straight back to reviewing games instead, and then we'll go back to topics. Or
Hey, don't cut it out. I like this. This is all a part of. It's all a part of the fun. We're a family show.
go and tell us some rituals. I mean, the people want to hear what we do before the games, what we
Yeah.
know about before the game, something fun, light the mood. We're sitting here like we're bloody well, we're on what do they call it on Sky Sports, that Saturday Night Football, whatever it is.
Match of the day.
Jeff Stelling.
Listen,
We'll
guys.
find those blokes there.
Listen, guys. We're
Have
still
a bit of
trying
a
to.
laugh. What's your pre-match rituals? I saw Adam
That's
Snow's
true.
before.
Yes.
My pre-match ritual.
What did you do? You had
What's
colours. You had 2 big whoppers before the game, mate. Don't tell me you did it. I have seen you have a big whopper walking around like this, and in the same game you scored, and celebration was right to the corner. And this is actually good. This is what we want.
I didn't have superstitions. It was more a routine. But if that's a superstition, because if I didn't do the routine, I felt like I was going to lose and play shit. So I guess same. But
Yeah, play shit and do a shit
it-
at the same time on the field.
yeah, that's right. So it'd start off with the shit in the morning, get the nervous jitters out. And then on the way to the field, I'd stop for a chicken and cheese and a Big Mac. And then
He's not joking. That's the best thing.
That's why it's a
Mate.
big player.
He's not joking.
athlete, look at me, Golden Boot winner, 5 times, 5 grand finals, mate. Please don't make me get my resume out. Nicky Carl would be embarrassed.
I will save the Nicky Carl story for another time.
That's
But we'll get him on
another
as a
time.
guest. He'll remember us for sure. We'll get him on as a
Well,
guest.
have we got that drum roll ready to go, Adam? We're nearly at that stage,
We
surely.
at that segment. Let's
Well,
do
yeah,
it.
get it
We're at the
ready.
time.
Go, get it for me, Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the best time of the week. The nominations for the coach's son.
Who's starting first?
Well,
Dinos, you're excited.
well.
You go.
You want me to start? I reckon Steven start.
Yeah, I'll go.
Trust me.
For me, it could only go to one bullfed of the week / coach's son of the week. And that would go to Matt Turner, Forest keeper, after his
Ooh.
great display for Salah's goal.
Turn it up.
Bravo.
Yes.
Bravo.
Like Michu, turn it up.
Turn it up. Actually, I thought Calvin Lewin gave a bit of a Michu on the weekend.
Nah, he was just trying to
Wasn't
say his
it?
coach has lost the plot.
He's saying turn it up. That's what he's saying. Well, I'll go next. And I'm going to nominate someone who showed genuine coach's son behaviours. Number one, this guy started on the bench. Coach's son, right? He got the first yellow card of the match from the bench. Again, only a coach's son would do something like that. And the third thing, right at the end of the game, he's through on goal. I'm pretty sure I heard a stat somewhere, could be wrong, so someone go fact check me. He hasn't scored a Premier League goal for about 32 games, right? He's through on goal. He's running half the field with no one in front of him, right? And one, he's too scared to shoot from too far away, so he wants to get closer. The goalkeeper chases him down and tackles him. Lucky his teammate was next to him to tap it away, but he wanted to go all the way in. It's the main man, Neil Morpay. Submit your votes.
Run, Forest, run.
Neil Morpay.
Oh, bravo.
He's
bravo.
the coach's son.
Hey,
Bravo,
that was
Neil.
a big yellow card, eh? That was
It was. It was. Bravo. Bravo, Neil.
Bravo. Adam?
Adam, go for it, man.
Look, you know what? It's because he had a good game too, but he sometimes just, he gets on my nerves a little bit. I've gone for Jordan Pickford. Look, he kept a clean sheet, but he actually managed to get himself a yellow card. He loves that for time wasting. And I think that actually put him in a category for the most yellow cards for a goalkeeper in Premier League history. So I'm just going for Pickford this time. Got to be fair.
Pickford.
Did you see what
Fair
he did?
enough.
Bravo.
Pete,
Fair enough.
Finish it off.
Yelling at the ball
Mate.
on the ground.
Now, speaking of coach's son behaviour, James is already laughing, hasn't even heard what I've got to say. This guy, the goal, it was given as an own goal to the keeper, Martinez. And what a stitch up. Because Ezri Konza, what a stitch up. He goes to defend it, headers it up in the air. I don't even know if he got the first header, to be honest. Shit defending, terrible. And then he goes to header it back. I don't know if he was trying to clear it or header it back to his keeper. I don't know. But he's lobbed him. It's hit the crossbar, hit the keeper and gone in. And he's just gone. Now, if I have ever seen a coach's son do this, mate, you know. You just know. There's no
Coach's son
McDonald's.
behaviour.
There's no chicken nuggets on the way home for Konza, mate. You just know. Dad, can I get nuggets, please? No, son, we got food at home.
There's no
You
Macca's
just-
certificate after the game. Remember the Macca's certificate after the
Nah,
game?
the $5 Subway voucher for man of the match. Are you joking? My
Actually,
God.
didn't you get told when you were younger that day if you scored a goal you'd get a Big Mac every game?
No, I'd get... Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, my old man said, I missed a couple of one-on-ones one game, and he said to me, if I had put McDonald's either side of the post, you would have scored a hat-trick. And I'll never forget that comment as a 16-year-old boy. It really hurt me. But now I look back and I think, top father, he's right. If there was a whopper on either side, mate, I would have scored a hat-trick. But, yeah, look, that's the nominations, guys. You have to let us know. Get your votes in. Unfortunately, I'm not up for voting. So it's between Konza, we had Pickford, Morpay, and who was
Matt
the last
Turner.
one? Matt Turner.
Matt Turner up.
Get your votes in, guys. Get them in. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And as always, let us know your feedback and what you want to hear less of and more of, and we'll make it happen. We're the Coach of Some Football podcast. Look at all this knowledge in front of
We
you.
love it.
For you.
We love it.
For
love it.
you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to episode 2.
Guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. It's been a part of history again. We're going global, baby. Wrap it up.
Bravo, 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 bravo.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Put some applause at him. Give us something.
Well done.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Love it, guys. God bless.
This was not meant to happen.